Hello. Today's letter comes to us from Christy, who writes, Dear Brother Ron, I've noticed many Christian creationist parents do not want their children being taught evolution in school. I've also noticed that many Christian creationists aren't very knowledgeable when it comes to the theory of evolution and sometimes appear ignorant when trying to debate the subject. What I don't understand is why is it that many Christians do not want their children to be knowledgeable about something simply because they don't agree with or believe in it? Wouldn't it be best for them to understand the subject even if they don't believe in it or agree with it? You can't possibly debate an issue if you do not understand the other side's point of view. Well, dear Christy, the debate between science and religion goes back hundreds of years. People like Galileo and Da Vinci had to write their scientific theories in code because they didn't want to be the guest of honor at a heretic burning. Creationists do not want their children taught evolution because evolution does not include the influence of God in the process. Now, there's a very good reason for that. Science deals only with phenomena which can be observed and measured by human senses or scientific instruments. According to science, if we can't see it, hear it, feel it, taste it, or smell it, it doesn't exist. Since God exists in a reality beyond the limits of our physical senses and scientific instruments, a scientist cannot include him in an explanation of the physical world without violating the rules of the scientific method. Furthermore, in order to meet the rules of the scientific method, you must be able to reproduce the results in a controlled environment or of a scientific laboratory. Now, what laboratory is big enough to contain or control God? What laboratory can create a sunset or a mountain? The problem is the limitations of science, not the limitations of God. Education courses must stick to the principle of educational validity. This means that the course must teach what it claims to teach. Since God exists in a reality beyond the narrow limits of science, if you try to teach God in a science class, the class becomes invalid. Should creationism be taught in the home? Certainly. Should it be taught in the churches? Absolutely. Should it be taught in the science classroom? Absolutely not. Science tells us how things happen. Theology tells us why things happen. They are two different animals entirely. Could God have formed a complete and populated universe with a thought? Certainly. Could he have set in motion a chain of events which take billions of years? Certainly. Which method did he use? I don't know. I wasn't there at the time. Neither were you or anybody else. Now, can we stop trying to sneak God into the back door of the classroom and get on with our lives? Certainly it is interesting to speculate on how we got here, but it is more important to concentrate on where we go from here. However we got here, we're here. Now what? Thank you for joining us.